is touched by kindness, how my being fills with joy I wish to share. When my heart overflows with life's gifts, may my smile uplift, I'll share smiles everywhere. Thoughts tender soon, as the ocean's depths, I also offer, when touched by kindness, to share. When my heart is sad in loneliness, may I reach out to one whose heart may feel so too. Cherishing the time we warmly talk, may the path we walk lead to friendship ever true. I'll link bright as free as flowers, a sweet remembering of how I found me in you. When my heart's in pain, may I go on, may I bravely stand as I am and walk life's way. When my hands are warmed in God's show, my heart lights aglow, finding peace when skies are gray. In great compassion, may I live this precious life, just as it's given in me does light each day.
When we see the golden sun shine Buddha's great light, of wisdom and compassion, always in embrace of Buddha's great light, of wisdom and compassion. With hands of heart in Gasho, I say Namo Amida Butsu, spreading spirit of living with brave hearts, spreading spirit of caring, helping others, Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu, Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu. In times of difficulty, I say Namo Amida Butsu, doing my best with a calm heart, thankful for my life as it's given, living in embrace of Buddha's great light, of wisdom and compassion, living in embrace of Buddha's great light, of wisdom and compassion. In times of gratitude, I say Namo Amida Butsu, doing good no matter how small, reaching out with a warm heart, always in embrace of Buddha's great light, of wisdom and compassion, Nembutsu. Spreading spirit of living with brave hearts. Spreading spirit of caring, helping others. Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Nembutsu.
Ohakako. Good morning. Welcome to Punahonganji Buddhist Temple Sunday Dharma service. Welcome, welcome. We'll begin our service with Vandana Ti-Sarana. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Vandana Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namandab, 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 namandab. We'll have a chanting of Sutra. Today the chanting is Shoshinge. Om Chosengam Ishimujono Shingafumondo Seifen Joshonga Shon 가이히치 응은 무시콘몽 해석쇼 악노 츠나츠zen슈몽 고소조만족 이오노지포 니치가츠 슌즈키 탱코옹흥은 이슈카이혼도 고스크노크호 조온다이슌즈 세포시시쿠 그요 이사임부 그석슈토크홍 건느시츠뇨망 토크이상아이요 뇽부츠뭉에치 츠나츠미후쇼 강가그은닉 도시사이쇼성 싱안야코카 너이승오감도 고크쇼테님 도치묘케 Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. So I want to share my message with you. Today's title is Overflowing. Overflowing. I guess when we listen to this word overflowing, we may have an image of something overflowing from the cup or container overflowing. We can apply this image or concept so many other things too. Like when I think to myself, when I was a child, every day I go to elementary school. And after school, after school power finish, I ran to my home, and then when I came back to home, opened the door, my mother is there saying, "Welcome back." And I reply, "I'm home, tadaima," and then okaeri. And then right after I came back to home, I began to share what happened at school, what I did, what I played, without stopping. And my mother sat on the floor and then listened to me. I see. So maybe at least a half an hour, I couldn't stop talking. And then she listened to me and then with a smile and then, "Oh, really? Oh, it's good, yeah." And then after half an hour, when I finished talking, "Okay, anything else you want to share with me?" And I'm, yeah, this one. So I cannot stop talking, yeah. Or I came to Hawaii 2013, and then for the first time, since I came to Hawaii, I went back to Japan in 2016, I think. And then I met my 3 nieces in my home. They are my brother's children. And I think on that day, I went to shopping. And when I came back to home, their 2 nieces fighting, baby niece and then oldest niece, kind of argument. And then my brother listened to them. And as I listened to their story, it sounds like baby niece did something bad to her oldest niece. So after listening to them, their father said to the baby niece, "Yeah, now you know you did something bad. So what you said to her?" But baby niece again, yeah, "Father, you did this to her. She felt so hurt." Yeah. So how do you feel if she did the same thing to you? Don't you think you feel so sad and then hurt? Could be a baby niece listening, but I guess in her, the ego or pride, she knows she did something wrong. She get to say, "I'm sorry," but she couldn't say it. Yeah, so I can see tears in her eyes, and then she tried to shaking, and then she knows she have to say, but she couldn't say it. And then as their father and then oldest niece kind of tried to listen to her. After a few minutes, finally, baby niece said, "I'm sorry." And at the moment, the tears running down from her cheek, and then she cried, and then oldest niece said, "It's okay." And then the baby niece went to her father, and then father hugged her. "It's okay, good job, yeah. Now you learned there. If we do something wrong, it's important to say, 'I'm sorry.'" But for her, again, for baby niece, she knows she get to say, "I'm sorry." It didn't come out. But once it came out, tears also came out, crying, also her emotion also comes out. Yeah. Or again, I came to 2013 in Hawaii. Yeah. And then when I was in Honolulu, I belonged to the big temple. So there are 5 ministers there. So every day, every night, we take turn to be on duty for anything emergency, urgent service. Like if members or their family going to passing away, they can call this minister who are on duty on that night. And then my turn came. So I get a urgent cell phone, and I went to bed. In the midnight, I heard the bell ringing. Oh yeah, this can be urgent service. And then I listened to them, and then they are saying their grandmother seems going to passing away. Still she's conscious, and then but the doctor said she may going to die. So can you come over? So I said, okay, I'll be there. And then I prepared myself, and then went to the hospital. And then in the hospital, yeah, their grandmother on a bed. So I guess there are about 20 people are there. This is of course before COVID-19. they are there, and then they try to say something to them. And then I went to there, and then I had a service and then chanting sutra. So that reaffirm, even in this moment, in her inhale, exhale, Amida Buddha's wish is with her. And then Amida Buddha embracing. So just she will meet again with their loved ones in the embrace of Amida Buddha. After the chanting and then service, I invited the family. If you wish to do, now you can take your time to say final words to your loved one. So each person, maybe from the children, they began to go to her, to her to be her side, and then whisper while talking to her, like a grandma, thank you, I love you, I miss you, thank you for everything. So each child, each like a brother, sister, or cousin or nephew, they take turn to say. And also her grandchild, one by one, they went to go there and then say some words. But there is one grandson. I guess he was in his 5 or 6 years old. He didn't go there. So I think his mother told him, hey, just go there to say thank you to grandma. But he's like, and then, this can be the last time you can say something to her. Why don't you tell her, what you want to say? A grandson. But I guess the mother didn't force him to go to see her and then say something. So instead of that, mother took him out from the room. And then 10 minutes later, they came back. I think a mother explained and then listened to him. How do you feel now? What do you want to do? I guess the grandson, I think he understands the situation. And then finally, step by step, grandson went to be side of his grandmother. And then he said, well, he couldn't say immediately, but tried to say, I can see again his tears in his eyes and like again shaking. And then he touched his grandmother's hand and said, I love you, grandma. And that moment, tears comes out from his cheek, running down cheek, and then he crying. I love you, grandma. I miss you. Don't leave me alone. I love you. I love you. And that moment, everyone crying. Also, we observed the tears also running down from grandmother's cheek. Could be she was still conscious, but she can feel grandson's hand and then words. I guess at that moment, for grandson, that when he said, I love you, that is a moment he and then grandmother truly be together, oneness. He received grandmother's love, kindness, caring, worries, everything. And when he said, I love you, it truly is showing expression of, Grandma, I received your loving kindness. Your love is fulfilling my life. Then I love you comes out. So in these stories that I said in the beginning, the title message for today is overflowing. Overflowing. So we can imagine again, if we have a cup of water, if we pour water into the cup, going to begin to fill the cup, and then when the moment we can see the one single drop of water overflowing, like maybe even single drop. When we see it, it's showing already in the cup there are plenty of water fill the cup. If we see something overflowing, which means already there is a plenty of water filling the container or cup. So again, for the story in myself as a child, when I began to talk to my mother, what happened already inside of me, plenty when it came out overflowing. Or my baby niece, yeah, she knows she get to say, I'm sorry. Already filled her mind and then heart. I get to say, I'm sorry. I know it, the when it came out overflowing. For this grandson, again, he knows in his life and then heart and then mind. Memories of grandmother filled everything. Grandma's love, grandma's cooking, grandma's memories, so many things already filled his heart. And when it came out as I love you, it's showing his heart is filled with grandmother. In Honganji tradition, we say Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu is essential, everything. Nothing else is needed. Namo Amida Butsu is expression and wish of Amida Buddha, the Buddha of compassion and the wisdom, which promised, whatever happens in your life, I shall embrace you, love you, accept you. From our mouth, we say Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. But it's not just only word or we just say it. When we say Namo Amida Butsu, it is also overflowing. Yeah? Think about that. If we think to ourselves, what kind of mouth do we have? Yeah, if we open our mouth, don't you think we often hear or we often say something we don't have to say? If this person opened their mouth, you know, this person, I heard like a blah blah blah. Did you know this person did that? Yeah, good gossip, we enjoy. Or we not always say nice words. Sometimes grumble, complaints, or angry words or bad words we are using, hurting others without knowing, hurting myself. So this mouth here can say not always pure and beautiful. But from this mouth, Namo Amida Butsu, the truth of enlightenment, the Namo Amida Butsu, Buddha's wish came out from my mouth. Why it possible? It's not because my mind is good or I want to say. This is overflowing. Actually, already Amida Buddha's compassion, wisdom fill in my heart and mind all my life. Like a grandmother's love filled the grandson's heart and mind. Namo Amida Butsu gently, warmly filled in my life. And then I do have inside of me greed, anger, ignorance, so many attachment and desires. Therefore, Amida Buddha promised, I shall fill your life with my love and compassion. When we receive it, realize that becomes mind of awakening. And then when Namo Amida Butsu comes out, it's showing my life is already full of Amida Buddha's caring. Namo Amida Butsu. This is a story one of my senior ministers shared. So there is the master or teacher, minister, and he was on a bed, could be going to dying. And then there is a student to take care of him. And then one day, the teacher asked the student, hey, can you bring me the cup of water? I'm thirsty. So student run to the kitchen and then put into the water into the container with a cup and then came back to his place. And then he began to pour water. Yeah. Usually when we pour water, maybe we pour, I think maybe until 60 or 70%. Yeah. But since the teacher is dying and so weak, so he poured only up to half, 50%. The student poured the water into the cup, and then he offered, "Sensei, teacher, this is water. You can have it." And teacher replied, "Not enough." And the student thought, "Oh, I should pour as usual, 70%, and then adding water." And then, "Teacher, this is here water." Again he said, "Not enough." And then the student think to himself, Or maybe, the teacher can be getting older and maybe he cannot see. So he didn't realize actually water is a kind of already 70%. Maybe he cannot see. But anyway, he's a teacher, so he poured water this time until 90%. Teacher, this is a water. Again, he said, not enough. So now the student getting concerned. What do you mean? Okay, and continued to pour and then pour, and he said, teacher, water is overflowing. And then the teacher said, yeah, that is Amida Buddha's compassion, overflowing from my life. So now I'm going to dying. I'm going to take my final breath. Even that moment, my mind is not empty, not lonely. Amida Buddha's great compassion, loving kindness, fills my life, my mind. My life is not lonely in this moment. When I say Namo Amida Butsu, although I say it, it's because Namo Amida Butsu's compassion already fills in my life and then body. Therefore, it comes out. How grateful I am. From my birth to even before my birth, Amida Buddha already feels in me. And then when I'm going through everything in my life experience, when I feel upset, lonely, going through difficulties, health declining, losing loved ones, even that moment, actually, Amida Buddha's compassion was fulfilled in my life. And even in this moment, because Namo Amida Butsu is in my life. When I say Namo Amida Butsu, that is overflowing. It's an assurance. Even in this moment, I'm in Buddha's embrace, and how I'm assured to be born into the Pure Land. Not because I want to think or because of my power. Because Namo Amida Butsu is in my life. Therefore, I'm assured. I thought that is a beautiful expression and experience. No matter how I'm going through, even when I feel my heart is lonely, I cannot see my wife, I get to conducting a service for the members who lost their loved ones. We feel so lonely. No one can take their place. But there exists Amida Buddha's great compassion truly with us and then transform our tears, anger, greed into the compassion and then true kindness. That is the power of Amida Buddha's primal vow. So when we say Namo Amida Butsu, let us deeply realize, not just we say Namo Amida Butsu, it's so not enough. Or we get to realize, indeed, when I say Namo Amida Butsu, Buddha's compassion and wisdom truly fulfill my heart and mind. How assured it is I'm in Buddha's embrace. Let us please put your hand together. Let us recite Namo Amida Butsu, feeling this Namo Amida Butsu is overflowing from my heart and mind because truly I'm in Buddha's embrace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Now we have a unison reading, Shinshu pledge. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Shinshu pledge 1. I take refuge in the vow of the Buddha. Reciting the name, I shall live through life with strength and serenity. I revere the light of the Buddha. I'll put my effort in my work with self-reflection and gratitude. I follow the teachings of the Buddha, discerning the right path. I'll spread the true Dharma. I rejoice in the compassion of the Buddha. I'll respect and then help others, and then do my best for the welfare of humankind. Now we do have a chanting of Nembutsu. Again, please put your hands together in gassho. Now we do have some announcements. Again, so this coming Wednesday, we are having a Dharma night gathering. Yeah, usually we share the video on Facebook and then YouTube, but now we move to Zoom style Dharma gathering. It's open to everybody. So if you want to join this online service, please email to mpunahonganji@twc.com. You can see the email address on our Facebook and then web page. This is at 7 o'clock. And then the next Sunday is January 31st, and then Sunday service 9 o'clock. Also, we had observed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Remembrance Day. Thank you for those who watching the video. As a part of the Remembrance Day, also we're having drive-through food bank collections. So to supporting our Hawaii Food Basket, we want to make a donation to them so that they can support those who may need help. So that will be held January 30th on Saturday from 9 o'clock. The information available on our Facebook and the web page. That is again our action of the remember and then honor and then continuation of the legacy of the Dr. King, his aspiration dream, so that every single person can have a life of peace and then happiness. So we want to do what we can do. So again, January 30th, we'll have a drive-through food collection like water or rice. Again, in detail, please check our flyer on Facebook. Oh, excuse me. So again, thank you so much for your time today. And then as we receiving a vaccine from our kupuna over 75 years old there. So again, although we can having a vaccine, again, it does not mean we can stop what we have been doing. Still, we get to wear mask, social distance, and then keeping good hygiene. Again, let us do our part so that we can help truly each other. So have a beautiful Sunday and then have also peaceful Monday too. Thank you so much. Mahalo.
When my heart is touched by kindness, how my being fills with joy I wish to share. When my heart overflows with life's gifts, may my smile uplift, I'll share smiles everywhere. Footsteps kindness to share. When my heart is sad in loneliness, may I reach out to one whose heart may feel so too. Cherishing the time we warmly talk, may the path we walk lead to friendship ever true. I'll link bright as flowers on remembering of how I found me in you. When my heart's in pain, may I go on, may I bravely stand as I am and walk life's way.